Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're ready to level up your Excel skills and become a spreadsheet superstar, then you are in the right place. Today, we are diving into the world of navigation keys and basic data entry techniques. Whether you are just starting out or you're looking to refine your skills, well, this video has something for you. So I want you to grab your keyboards, I want you to grab your notepads right now, and let's jump right in. First off, let's talk about navigation keys. These are shortcuts that can speed up. They are very handy and it can actually speed up our workflow, making it very easy for us to maneuver through our spreadsheets. We'll focus on some essential navigation keys that will transform our work with Excel. We'll talk about the arrow key. What does the arrow key do? The arrow key moves to one cell at a time. The arrow key is the simplest, I would say it's the simplest and most fundamental way of navigating our worksheet. We also have the control and the arrow key. The control and the arrow key is a game changer, especially when you're dealing with a large data set. It helps to be able to leap to the edge of our data set. Or let me say data range. Yes, data range. It helps you to to go to the edge, like the ending part of the data range. To access this control and the arrow key, you click on your control key and also press on the arrow key together. We also have the home key. For the home key, you just have to press on the home button. What does it do? It saves the stress of scrolling back manually. Yes, it actually saves you from scrolling back manually. We are also going to look at the page up and the page down button shortcuts. What does it do? The page up and the page down is a key for jumping between different sections of our data. What do? You click on the up page or the down page to scroll through your worksheets rapidly. We also have the F key. Let's not forget the F key. The F key is one key that helps to edit the active cell. Yes, it helps to edit the active cell directly without having to double click on a cell. I'm going to show us each and every of these things I'm saying later on. We also have the end key. The end key is super great for navigating large tables. Sorry, it's good for navigating large tables. And to do this, you press on the end followed by an arrow key to jump to the last cell in that direction that contains data. We also have the Alt and page up or page down shortcut key. What does it do? It helps to move your screen. It will help you move your screen to the left or the right in a worksheet, and it's beautiful because it makes it easier for you to view a wide data set. It makes it easier for you to view wide data sets. I'm also going to talk about the control and the home navigation key. What does it do? It takes you straight to the beginning of your worksheet. It takes you straight to the beginning of your worksheet, and it's perfect for whenever you want to start all over again. We also have the control and the end key. The control and the end key is going to take you to the last cell that contains data on your worksheet. It's a very handy way to check your work. Yes, so I'm going to say this to you that you should practice. I want you to practice this shortcut in a sample spreadsheet, whatsoever you have your spreadsheet here. I want you to practice these few navigation keys we just talked about now. And soon enough, you will be surprised at how you are going to become a pro at this. You know the saying that says practice makes perfect. Yeah. So now that we have mastered navigation, let us move on to some important, essential, basic data entry techniques. To enter data, we'll simply click on a cell. Let me move over to my sheet 2. So to enter data, you click on a cell. I just clicked right now on a cell. I can see cell 6-5. Yeah, I just clicked over to a cell, and once you click over to a cell, we're talking about we want to enter data now. So once we click over to a cell, we want to enter data. So let me go ahead to type in probably a date. Let me say a date. Yes, let me say date. And by entering these dates, I want to go ahead to input let me input a date. Let me say okay. Let's use let me say okay. October 20th. Okay. Let me say 2001. All right. And I want to write down, I want to also, this is not the only data I want to input into my Excel worksheet. Yeah, this is not the only data I want to input to this worksheet. I want to go as far as adding other dates. Other dates. I want to go as far as adding other dates to my data here. But I don't want to do that manually. So what do? I'll come over here and you see this plus sign. You see this plus sign over here. Yes, it's called the autofill feature. It's called the autofill feature. So I'm going to come over here and drag it down. So you can see what this autofill feature does is that it helps to fill in a series quickly. It helps to fill in a series quickly. That was what I just did. It helps to fill in a series quickly. And you can do that so fast and so quickly. You don't need to go ahead to start imputing dates manually and all of that. So after doing that, I also want to format my cells. For instance, I might be writing on a cell and I can say that Ada goes to school. Ada goes to school. Ada goes to school. And as we can see that our data is in B6, yes, and it's going over to C6. If I should click enter, we can't see the complete sentence. So what do? I want to expand. Whenever you see, it's looking like a cursive. Whenever you see this symbol, you can use it to expand your column, and that is it. Beautiful. And I also want to go as far as I want to go ahead to make my B6, the cell, to be bold. Am I right? Now I want to make it to be bold. What do I do? You can do it to both ways. You can come over here and click on this. You can see it's bold. Or you can undo this. You press on your control button, and press on the B button on your keyboard, and it gives you a bold format. Can you see that? We can also do the same for the italics. We can also change that. Press on the control and press on the capital on the I on your keyboard. Beautiful. So you can see that we have these various techniques. What if we want to add a table to? I know we don't have like an organized um the data we have on our sheet right now, that we are seeing on this sheet right now, is not properly organized. I know that, but let's just say, for instance, we want to add a table to this data. So what do? We can come over here. You can do it either ways. You can come over here and say, okay, you want to insert table. See, yes, my table has headers. That is it. Or and add borders to this data, our data sets, and that is it. It's not looking. So you can see that these techniques will not only make um, our data entry more efficient, but it will also enhance the overall presentation of your spreadsheet. So now that we've talked about the basic, we've talked about navigation keys, we've talked about some basic data techniques, data entry techniques, which is we talked about the autofill feature, we talked about formatting cells, we talked about bold, using italics, we talked about creating tables and how to enter data into our worksheet. So now let's go over to quickly practice a simple budget tracker. I already have mine here, but let's go over to create a fresh budget, a simple budget tracker. First off, we're going to set up our columns. We'll start by labeling our columns, and we said we are doing a simple budget tracker. So we're going to add dates, okay, okay, dates, description, let's add income, let's add expenses, let's add balance, okay. So for the day, we're just trying to input some random figures. Let's say client consultation for under the description. Let's say client consultation. Under e-com, let's say 500,000. Under expenses, let's just say 0. Or under balance, let's say 500,000. So now I want to use my plus sign button over here, just like what we learned earlier on. You can see that the autofill feature. You can see that. So let's say under description, let's say plain tickets. Let's say office supply. Let's say staff training. Then business outing. Let's say business outing. Okay. For the plane ticket, let's say 150,000 naira. Okay. So now I want us to listen properly. I don't want to go ahead to just impute a figure here, because when the accounts, the budget, this sorry, when the budget tracker, our mini budget trackers, when we started imputing figures, we started with 500,000, and now, okay, I'm just realized I made a mistake. This is what's supposed to be in okay. So now I want us to look up, and this is actually very important, because remember when we started imputing the data values for our simple budget tracker, we started with the 500,000 figure, and now we are having an expense of 150,000. So what do you think is going to be our balance over here? What do you think is going to be our balance over here? So to achieve that, what we'll do, remember, in a spreadsheet, whenever you are trying to impute a formula, whenever you are trying to put a function, you would always start with the equals sign, with equals sign. So I'll say equals. I wouldn't want to just say equals 500 minus 150 and all of that. Our cells in a spreadsheet has a name, like the cell has a name. And this cell where the 500,000 naira is E2. We can see that this is E2, E2. So I'm going to come over here to say E2 minus D3 plus my C3, click on what? Enter. It's going to give us 350,000 naira. So let's go ahead to input other figures into this data set. Let's say for staff train, let's say 80,000. Business outing, let's say 45,000. Now, I don't want to go ahead to start saying E2 minus D4. I don't want to do that. I've already imputed like a formula at the beginning, a function at the beginning. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come here to this plus sign, and I'm going to use the autofill filter again to have our balance. So this is our balance. And we're not going to, let's not forget that to make our table look more presentable, to make our table look more, organized, we're going to add in a table. And we can do that by adding borders to our worksheet. You click on the data range and we'll add borders to it. You can see that it looks more organized.